So I'm not gonna show you how to completely take it out. I'm just gonna show you the details or the small shit that you need to do in order to get the fucking rack and pinion out through there. If not, you're not gonna fucking do shit. The fucking videos I found that were gonna be help, it was garbage. Garbage. So this is gonna be quick. I'm not gonna spend too much time, but you have to remove this plastic cover. It's held down by these little tabs all the way across, and then you just pop it out. It's got like these little clips inside right here. It's got these clips inside here. You just pop them out. See that clip like that? Just pull it out. There's like 5. So before you can remove the plastic though, you have to release these wipers. And the way you do that is, it's got this little tab right here. You stick a flathead in there and you pull out, and then you grab this part of the wiper and you lift it up a bit, and at the same time press on this side, and they just pop out. Let me see if I could do one while I'm recording, but alright, well, I couldn't fucking do it. Can't stand this fucking phone up. But it's pretty simple. And there's little tabs right here on the inside. Don't lose them. Clearly whoever took these off before lost them. It's like these little pins that just lock it in place. But okay, so you remove both of those. Hold on, guys. Let me remove. Alright, so you remove the top part, and then you have to take this bolt off for this motor. Because once you take this bolt off, well, I guess it's all 3. Once you remove this bolt, you can get this wiper arm out of the way, and then you got to remove this cover. It's one 10mm right here, another 10mm right here, and a third one right here. But yeah, once this arm is off of the motor, I guess you will have to remove these 3 star bolts. The donor car that I took the part off did not have the motor. It was just the wiper arm, so I pretty much just lifted this plastic housing out and they just come out with it. But I guess you will have to remove the motor. Other than that, I guess the only other way to make up for the space that this gives you is to take off the full plenum, which I will be doing because I'm going to be replacing the spark plug seals. But if you guys don't want to do that, you just got to remove this and the motor here. Okay, so back to it. After you remove that, there's a couple things in the way. So your throttle cable, this one at the bottom, you're gonna have to get it off the throttle here. Just pull it, pop it off. This thing has little tabs. You just push the tabs down. Push those tabs down. There's one on the bottom, one on top, and then the whole wire slides out. So then it'll be out of the way. Then what you will have to do is remove or break the bolts holding the rack and pinion on. It's literally two 15 millimeters. There's two on this side. I don't know if you can see, but there's one under that line right there. Where is it? Where is it? So right there, there's one. Then the second one is right there in the back. The same on the other side. It's just that one, 15 millimeter, and then there's another one in front of it. Don't worry about those small 13 millimeter bolts. Those actually hold the bracket onto the rack and pinion. You don't have to worry about this. Okay, so I said just break it loose. Don't take the bolts out. You're gonna need them to hold the rack in place while you loosen these power steering lines. There's two. Okay, you got this one in front and then there's one in the back. So I suggest you breaking those loose first. And it's just a 18 millimeter wrench. Get it in there and hit it with your hand to break it loose. Pop both of them out. Move them out of the way. Then what you're gonna have to do is disconnect these heater core lines. There's two of them. They're held down by some clips or little clamps right there. There's one. This one goes all the way to the bottom right there. This one's a little trickier. So once you get this cover off, you have easy access for this one on top. So this one, take the bracket off over here, and this one, take the bracket off from right here. Then after you get those two hoses out of the way and you got the power steering lines loose, you broke the 4 bolts. It's only 4 bolts holding this thing. Okay, so then what you're gonna do is you're gonna come in here, and these are your tie rods. They're held on right in front of the rack by these 22 millimeter bolts. If you see those metal tabs right there, you're gonna have to bend them up. Okay, bend them up, get them out of the way, and then remove this line out of the way that's right here. And what you do is you bend the little tabs, right? And you stick a wrench in there with a 22 millimeter. You break them loose and you get them out. Take them all the way out. There's a washer behind each bolt, so just be careful. And then that's a little plate that holds them both together. But the tie rods literally just fall off. Just push them forward out of the way. You don't have to take the tie rods off from the struts. Usually the fucking struts on these cars are shit. But okay, so remove the cover, remove the wiper arms, the cover, and the motor. Then you get all these hoses out of the way. Remove the throttle cable, just the first one. Remove this booster hose right here. Remove that out of the way. Then what you're gonna do is the brake booster. There's two 10 millimeter bolts down there behind it. There's one. There's one right there. And then there's another one on this side, which you will see it once you remove this cover. But so you pretty much just take both of them out. Take them out. Don't worry about it. Nothing's gonna happen. You take them both out. Then you can lift the booster. It's got these flex cables. Don't bend them too much, but just move the booster out like this and just push it to the side. there will be one last thing stopping you from removing the rack and pinion. It's gonna come out this way and out. You got two AC lines on that side, which I wouldn't even bother removing them. Just leave everything on that side as it is. Okay, so the only way you could get this this last cable out is the shifter cable, which is right there. That one right there. The shifter cable goes right on top of it. There's no way you could loop it over the rack to get it out, so you have to loosen it to pull it out. Okay, and this will be the last couple of steps to removing it. So in order to do that, you come inside. Let me get my flashlight here. You come inside, and there's one Phillips screw right there. Shift the shifter all the way down as far as you can. Then you literally just lift this. You lift this cover up. It just pops off, and you twist it sideways like that. Now in here is the shifter cable. That is the shifter cable. So what you have to do is, you see that right there? Just grab a Phillips and just literally pop that out. It just pops out. Just pop it out to the side. Then you come down here, and there's this bracket right here. That shit right there, I'm shining the light on. It's just a little bracket. Grab some long pliers or something and just lift it straight up. Just lift it straight up, and then you can pull the whole shifter cable through that hole. You pull it out as far as you can. You can only take it so far, and that gives you enough room in the front for when you're ready to pull it out. But before we can pull it out, you have to come down here, remove this plastic cover, this vent cover here. It's got one tab on the side up here. So what you do is you come in here, and you see your steering column right here. Straighten out the steering, have it straight. I'm gonna mark it. But what you do is you remove that nut right there. It's a 13 millimeter. Just loosen it, and then that steering column will be able to slide out when you're ready to pull it out. And that's pretty much everything. This is the most important part right here. That shifter cable and that nut on that steering column. Because if you try to go about the other way, where you pop the pin to take out the column, as you can see here, it's got a pin right there. I'm assuming there's a notch inside and that pin's holding it in place. It is a pain in the fucking ass to pop that pin from inside the car. So what you do is you just remove the column from under the steering, and then after you took the shifter cable out and loosened that bolt, you can finally come back over here, remove the two 15 millimeter bolts, right? Remove the two 15 millimeter bolts, and then everything will literally come out like this. You're gonna slide it up and out, and this way, so that this thing can come through the firewall. Now make sure it's like this, so where the knuckle could bend this way. You just want the knuckle to be able to bend so that when you tilt it, it won't get stuck in there.